if you are looking for the quintessential place to call home in the greater Phoenix area and feel that Arizona-esque feeling, close into absolutely everything, that would be jobs, healthcare, great schools, freeway access, and tons of entertainment, shopping, and dining. That would put you at Desert Ridge, right at 101 freeway, where it exits off of Tatum. And this shopping for all ages is incredible. There is shopping, there's entertainment, there's excitement, and just a little bit further away, you're going to find even more activities, all kinds of museums. We also have an aquarium. We have an event center out called Westworld. This is also where the world's best game on grass is held. That is going to be the Waste Management Golf Tournament every January, February in the greater Phoenix area. I'm telling you, Desert Ridge is honestly more central, if you ask me, than Scottsdale. And again, for employment, the most of the people that live up in this area, the median age is about 39 years old, which is a very young professional crowd. You're going to find senior management, both in the business and the financial districts. The second largest group of homeowners in this area are in sales, and the third is in healthcare with Mayo Clinic right there. And the shopping is to die for. Whether it's kids back to school clothes, or it's the Scottsdale quarter, or for the wife to really take care of herself. There is everything you can imagine right smack dab right here. Now, Desert Ridge was originally built in the early 2000s, right around 2003, 2004. I remember before 101 was built, and this seemed like it was on the edge of the earth. It is now a major metropolitan area within our greater Phoenix area. If you look at the commuter shed here for this area, there's over 500,000 jobs if you called this part of Phoenix, where it butts up right next to Scottsdale, home. The freeway access to absolutely everything. Even if you don't go to the Mayo Clinic, there is a ton of healthcare options up this way. If you are a golfer, this would definitely be your golf central mega heaven. Now, most of the people that come to the greater Phoenix area, not kidding, they all want new construction. Well, there's not a lot of new construction, but there is a new community just outside of Desert Ridge called Talon. Talon has 4 builders. The first builder that went in there is Shea Homes, and they are completely sold out. When those hit the resale market, which most people in Arizona are now extending their normal time frame. We used to see the average homeowner move every 4.5 years. Weird, right? But now we're probably seeing closer to 10 to maybe even 12 years because of the interest rates that we're experiencing in late 2023. So Shea Homes, if you see one come up on the resale market, definitely going to be a hot commodity. Now, the next builder that went in there was Blandford Homes. Blandford Homes, at the time of this video, only has 6 homes left. And because there are only 6 homes left, they are all being sold as spec homes. I love the standard inclusions for Blandford Homes. They really stepped up their game in the Desert Ridge area. In fact, they built some of these homes in the Southeast Valley that the base price did not include a lot of these features. Although the base price on these homes, because of the area, started at a higher price point, they also threw in a lot of extras. I myself found that this model home had way too much shiplap. Don't think that's what Arizona is, just to let you know. The 6 homes that are being offered now as spec homes, they will be completed around the first quarter of 2024, and those price points are in the low 900s, and that is completed. And I'll be honest with you, these are the cheapest homes being offered as far as the complete price tag. Cost per square foot, they're a lot higher, but on the finished product being just under $1 million, this is where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. Now, the 2 builders that are currently out there right now are Pulte Homes and D.R. Horton. Let's dive down a little bit more into what each of these builders offer. Let's start with D.R. Horton. And the reason I want to start with D.R. Horton, first of all, D.R. Horton is a national builder. Everyone has heard of D.R. Horton. Well, they've heard of Pulte as well. But we can find D.R. Horton homes all over the valley. By far, these are the most expensive D.R. Horton homes being offered in the greater Phoenix area. This particular area, if you want to just call it this, the dirt is more expensive. So if the builder has to maintain the same amount of profit margin, that's how we have the higher prices. Now, here's where buyers are really going to have to decide, do you want to buy a home like D.R. Horton that is typically known as maybe a first-time home buyer or a slightly mid-range buyer, like a slightly move-up buyer, and now they are jumping into the luxury market? I'm not necessarily sure how that's going to translate in resale. If a Shea home comes on the market in Talon and a D.R. Horton comes on the market, even if they were the same cost per square foot, and even if the Shea home was less expensive than D.R. Horton when it was originally acquired, Shea homes will always demand a higher price, again, in the future when it's resale. So these are all things that are super important to think about. In fact, I have a new saying that I actually just got. I made a little note of this. Here's my new slogan. I heard it on a podcast last week. I can't take the credit. When buying a home, whether it's new construction or resale, start with the end game in mind. And I think this goes with real estate 100%. When the market was a frenzy, people were buying homes that were in not nice areas or that had some things that weren't ideal, like power poles right behind their home or backing up to a major road or other different types of things. So remember that when you're in a slower market, thank goodness, now that the interest rates have kind of suppressed that buyer activity, we still have very low inventory, but be selective when you are buying a home. Even more so with new construction. And I'll tell you, new construction sales reps, they are there for one reason, to sell you right now their house. The difference is we want to find you the right home, not necessarily their home. So you should always go into a builder with a realtor, a professional realtor that knows what the end game should look like, what that performer would look like, and we can help you with those decision making, at least throw the information out to you. Here's another thing. When they promise you that you are going to have mountain views, views can change unless you are in the mountains. So take that into consideration. So many of the D.R. Horton homes you can either buy in a spec home or you can buy in a brand new, I call it from dirt stage. If you buy a spec home from D.R. Horton, I have to forewarn you, these beautiful amenities that you see in this model home are not included in the base price. The things that are making you go, wow, are the things that are going to be costing you more money at the design center. So if you bought a home from D.R. Horton from a dirt phase, you are going to be adding somewhere around 20 to 25% from the base price to the finished price to get this type of luxury feel. I'm talking about upgraded flooring, no carpet. I'll tell you, people right now are really getting away from carpet. The larger baseboards, the upgraded appliances, different lighting or sliding glass doors. Like there's all these upgrades that do not come in the base price. So when you see a D.R. Horton home on the resale market, like on your Zillow and Redfin, you're going to see that it says only $850,000. You're like, yay, I'm getting a bargain. But that's because that home has only about 5 or 10% of the base price in upgrades. Now they're going to pick the nicest, but like for instance, their standard inclusions was 36-inch upper cabinets. Most people want 45-inch upper cabinets and they want them staggered or they want a crown molding. Again, be careful when you're buying a spec home. It may look and feel like the same as the model, but it's not. So that's again why it's really important that you bring us realtors in with you so that we can point these out to you. Now, the other builder out there right now is Pulte Homes, and Pulte Homes has more luxury homes offered out there. Pulte also has kind of an entry level price point for some communities. Let's talk a little bit more about Pulte Homes. Now, Pulte Homes is also building all over the greater Phoenix area, and they have some entry level price points in the outskirts of the greater Phoenix area. But if you ask me, Pulte has been in the luxury market for a much longer time and more frequent than D.R. Horton. So from a resale perspective, I have to say, if I had a choice between Pulte and D.R. Horton and my client said, which one would you go with? I would recommend the Pulte home. So that is why my pick for Talon right now is going to be Pulte Homes. I would have definitely gone for a Shea home as my first choice, and my second choice would be Blandford and Pulte. But I have to say, Pulte does put out a fantastic product. And like I said, I really like their floor plans, and they seem to have a lot larger lot. Also, all their new construction, they're letting the buyer pick the lot, and then they're building from the ground up. They get to go to the design center, and they are seeing about a 12 to 14 month turnaround on that new construction. And their base price starts at around $872 right now. And again, you can plan on spending at least 20%. So you're going to be just under that $1 million 1.1 price point when you're done. Here's the thing, guys. When you're looking for new construction, it's not just buying the house. Like, you need to know more around the area. And let me tell you, this particular area, I have to say, is kind of a shoe-in. And this is where I would look at the quality of the home that's going in this higher end area. Because if you ask me, Talon is always going to be not as luxurious as other parts of Desert Ridge. So that's my 2 cents. But if you are insistent on new construction, I would say this is a pretty good choice. Again, the median age for the Desert Ridge area is 39. I didn't mention this, but overall, the median home price in this area is going to be somewhere around $800,000 to $900,000. So I think with new construction, with getting in right at about $1 million is right on target. All right, guys, if you are thinking of buying new or resale in the greater Phoenix area, please give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. See y'all soon. Bye.